This is The Hub on Star FM.
Be a star for 60 minutes on Star FM. Shining Star is on Star FM every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right to Shining Star, 102 Simon Mazorodze Road, Harare. Or email leekay@gmail.com and tell us your 0 to hero story. Share with us your inspiring story. Choose music that tells your story. Be a star on Shining Star, only on Star FM.
Tiwa mugariro wayo denga rinokwidibira roda kunisakura mwedzi unotombonyura wani siku kochinatsosviba asi ona mabvazuva chiedza chotouya zuva parinobuda richishaina newe shainao zuva parinobuda iwe richishaina newe shainao kunyange kune rima uri mwenje usazodzimao zuva parinobuda iwe richishaina newe shainao zizipa dzinoerera nemarara pasiposara nechecha newe ramba okuparara kuzvinonga zirese kuziva masango akukura mukupera kwazvose kuchabuda zuva parinobuda iwewe richishaina newe shainao zuva parinobuda iwe richishaina newe shainao kunyange kune rima uri mwenje usazodzimao zuva parinobuda iwe richishaina newe shainao. Be a star for 60 minutes on Star FM. Shining Star is on Star FM every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right to Shining Star, 102 Simon Mazorodze Road, Harare. Or email leekay@gmail.com and tell us your 0 to hero story. Share with us your inspiring story. Choose music that tells your story. Be a star on Shining Star, only on Star FM.
Welcome to Shining Star. Like we say, you too can be a star, and this is where we get to give you real life stories that should inspire you as you listen. You might be going through a rough patch right now, but just know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And these stories that we share with you tonight, real stories from real people, should inspire you that wherever you are, and whatever people say about you, you can make it. You only have to believe in yourself. And we hope that these stories will inspire you. Tonight we have an artist who many people know. He's a gospel artist. He's done some great work. He continues to do that. And he decided to share his story with us tonight. Like we said, real stories from real people. His name is Hick Gwarimbo. An amazing story, amazing things that he's doing at the moment. And this is his story tonight on Shining Star. Remember, it's 102 Simon Mazorodze. Write your letter. You can hand deliver it. You can also send it to 102 Simon Mazorodze Road, right here in Harare. The name of the show is Shining Star. My name is Hick Gwarimbo. I was born on the 13th of September in 1978 in Mwanza village in Goromonzi. Born as the only child to Agnes Muduwiwa and Baudi Gwarimbo, who separated before I was born. The impact of being raised in this nature of a background exposed me to many dangers which were unpredictable as a child. Being raised by a single mother who had a heart problem was not bearable. Watching your mother groaning and crawling was much a traumatic experience. The fact that my mother was most of the times bedridden and did not stop from being a hard worker. She raised me in a Christian environment and taught me that God was our Father. Here's a song that he chose.
what trust he had in us. He meted them with wonder, with treasure in their hearts. What honor can we give him but to love and care for them? What greater contempt than to harm them or abuse? Bana, zipo zangwari kwantiri, tonga chesama.
Tonight we're listening to Hick Gwarimbo's story, and this is one of the songs that he chose as it speaks about his childhood. I think just as a message also going out to every parent out there. And this is something that we all know, but just a quick reminder there from Hick Gwarimbo, and this is Shining Star. If you want to be part of this show, just write through to Shining Star. That's 102 Saman Mazorata Road. You can even hand deliver that, and we'll make sure that we read your story. The actual essence of the show is that you tell us where you've been in those dark moments. If you've been through those dark moments and then you made it because you persevered, or something happened that made you really make it, and you really want your story to inspire someone. Those are the kind of stories that we're looking for. And we continue with Hick's story. He says his last sentence was, "She raised me in a Christian environment and taught me that God was our Father." The only parents I grew up knowing were my mother, her brothers, her parents, sister-in-law, and my aunts. I never knew my father until I was in grade 6 when my school requested for my birth certificate. My journey looked eastwards as I went to Goromonzi to meet a perfect stranger, my dad. He was happy to see me and pledged to take me into his custody. To my mother, this was good news and a big relief, especially considering her medical condition. He took me in, and this was a turning point of my life as I became everyone's child. His young brother asked if he could stay with me since my father was not married. He refused, and I could change houses depending on where I was welcome that day. So these are some of the things that he remembers as a young child, and probably you're going through some of those difficult moments. Just keep listening to Hick's story. I'm sure you will learn something out of his story. This is the essence of the show. We just want you to continue listening to the show and see if you can pick something up and make something out of your life, even if the chips are down, even if days seem dark. Tonight we're listening to Hick Gwarimbo's story. Be inspired. Continue listening. 20 after 8 is our time. Another track that he chose. Here it is.
Another level, another breakthrough is all I'm asking for. Nothing done it. I know He's faithful and true, and only time. Sometimes it's hard, yo, but I'm gonna try.
It's a sad story. It doesn't stay sad because that's the essence of the show. Through all life's tribulations and trials, you can always succeed. And the Shinga Usanete, that's one called Mubairo, and that's performed by Pastor G together with Sharon Manyika. She's married now, but that's Sharon Manyika together with Pastor G, one called Mubairo, off the album Inspiration by PG. 25 after 8 tonight, we're listening to Hick Gwarimbo's story, and you too can be part of the show, and we'll just let you know how you can be part of the show, and this is how.
Be a star for 60 minutes on Star FM. Shining Star is on Star FM every Star, 102 Simon Mazorete Road, Harare, or email leekayworld@gmail.com and tell us your zero to hero story. Share with us your inspiring story. Choose music that tells your story. Be a star on Shining Star, only on Star FM.
A star, a star, a star, like a star.
It's a shining star. So it says, after writing my 7th grade exams, my father then failed to raise my fees for my secondary level. He and my dad went out and left me all alone. I started working as a gardener. Then I started heading cattle and doing menial jobs as a child. It says, for 2 years I toiled and lived in this environment full of accusations, threats and insults. Thank God I was later taken back to school by my late uncle's wife. I did my secondary education at Mwanza Secondary School. After my O-level, I came to Harare to look for a job. This became another nightmare because I could not find one. For a year, I stayed like that is jobless. The family that was looking after me became tired of this situation and they kicked me out. That's another of his choices tonight. That's a Hick Gwarimbo, whose story we're relating to you tonight on Shining Star. And that's Tafra by Innocent Gakaka. 29 minutes before 9 o'clock is the time. We're checking out a show that we call Shining Star. You too can be a shining star on this show. And really what we want to hear from you is that inspiring story that you would like to share with the rest of Zimbabwe. We're looking for those real stories from real people to help out those real people with real problems, but just to assure them and to give them hope that they can come out of those problems. Tonight we want to thank Hick for really coming through. He's been on the streets. We've heard about this before, so we asked him to come through on Shining Star and share his story with us. He's today one of the recognized gospel artists in Zimbabwe, but this is where his journey began, and I hope you're being inspired by Hick's story. 28 minutes before 9, Shining Star continues. It says that another nightmare came into my life. The only place I thought would provide solace was my church, which turned to be the opposite after it was clearly said to me that it was not the church policy to look after the homeless and no such facility was available. And so the sad story continues. This is Hick Gwarimbo's story. It says, I am back on my journey back to Goromonzi on foot as I had no bus fare. I was stopped by a street dweller whose name was Mike. This guy spoke to me after narrating my story to him and told me that street too can be a home. We then stayed together for a year and a half, and I stayed at the Africa Unity Square and Avondale Shopping Center mainly. One afternoon, I met a man whose name was Max Pikani, he's late now, who worked at Country Boy Records as an artist and reporter manager. He found me singing and he invited me for auditions. The next day, he introduced me to Innocent Utsuegota, and I impressed enough to be signed under their record label. These two guys helped me together with the help of Fortune Mparosa the late and also Witness Matema, and this also includes Tafadza Sikwila to build me to be the artist I am today. And back then, this is one of the songs that he featured on. This is Ronnie Hooney, but this one also featured Mud Fisher and the voice of Hick. So this was one of the first projects that he worked on when he joined Country Boy, thanks to the late Max Pikani, and of course Witness and Tafadzwa Sekwila.
Mazuva wose wono garo rambase kutende kuone nai muskana wono vairane mupana buyere anopeka to my labels on the other night. every damn day ndinogara kuponera asi yavo ndikundinzwa unondibvunza ndokupe paunosuwa baby so my levels twake tu ndokubata here mazuva wose ndinogara kupunga uchandipa wohere mukana mazuva wose ndinogara kuzuva uchandida wohere musikana pese paunoyenda usacheni tiripo andimbokukanganwe uri chimwe changu iwe pese paunowara unoziva aripo achakunyaraza ndichakunyaraza mazuva wose ndinogara ndichifunga kuti pamwe ndikambotoka ndikataura newe futi uchindipa mukana kuti ndikuratidze zvandiri asi moyo muti kana ndorara zviroto zvangu ngazvive iwe neni baby nekuti ndayedza kukuratidza zvandiri waramba se paunoyenda usacheni tiripo andimbokukanganwe uri chimwe changu iwe baby pese paunowara unoziva aripo achakunyaraza ndichakunyaraza baby
Sandidaro, Mudiwa, say Kundidaro, Mudiwa, Sandidaro, Ndijemeta, Sandidaro, Kundijambuta, Sandidaro, Mudiwa, Sandidaro, Mudiwa, say Kundidaro, oh, Kundidaro,
kana ndokuda rega butsa moyo wangu kuita sehari kana ndokuda rega butsa moyo wangu
Be a star for 60 minutes on Star FM. Shining Star is on Star FM every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right to Shining Star, 102 Simon Mazorodze Road, Harare. Or email leekayworld@gmail.com and tell us your 0 to hero story. Share with us your inspiring story. Choose music that tells your story. Be a star on Shining Star, only on Star FM.
Like a star, a star, a star, a star, like a star, a star, a star, a star.
It is a Shining Star, 21 minutes before 9 o'clock, and we're checking out Shining Star. Remember, you can write to 102 Simon Mazorodze, the Shining Star, on Star FM. And tonight we're listening to Hick's story. So that was one of the first projects that he recorded together with Ronnie Hooney and Mud Fisher. And that is his deep voice, Sandidaro. That is the sounds of Hick on Shining Star on Star FM. So that was his big break, and like he says, he gives a big thanks to the late Max Pikani, also Witness Matema, Fortune Powers of the late, and also to Father Squilla, better known as DJ Squilla. He says, in 2004, I released my first album entitled Mirira, which I think a lot of people would know. In 2009, he released Ndimwari. In 2011, he released Karwendo and is now working on his fourth album entitled Elevation. He was just speaking to me about that particular album, and there's lots of great stuff to look forward to. But of course, this is from a man who was on the streets and a man who found life very difficult. So that is what we want to hear on Shining Star, that inspiring story that will change that person's life who's listening right now. Just to let you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Please write those stories, real stories from real people to real people with real problems, that you can make it if you persevere. Also include music that tells your story, that you feel that really tells your story, and we'll be able to share it with the rest of Zimbabwe. So those are some of his music successes, and he also has other successes that he will share with us. That's Hick Gwarimbo on Shining Star. Another song that he chose is this one.
Seiko magabise andindega Ndine dangariro terunuro wamailipa Seiko magadisia ndirindega Ndine dangariro terunuro wamailipa
nokta mai maigona achiteza mwara winda sara ndangova nerera ndapfugama ndanamata kwamuri imi ishe ndinoziva chiwa mune rudo mune tsitsi mune nyasha asi nasi aiwa mandigura kunodira kundikanza mfumo pasi ndiani waiziva kuti zvinhu zvichadai nasi uno tongochema tichibvunza samatenga sei mavatora matiro mashamunyoro dzangove ndangariro muri yose yoyuvira amai ndanga manga muri pano muri vataro wamai taizofara tiri pamwe tiri tose yamai ndinoziva achaona nazvakare kusvika iro zuvo zororai murugare yamai
Seiko maganisia ndirindega Ndine dangariro terunuro wamailipa Seiko maganisia ndirindega Ndine dangariro terunuro wamailipa
Be a star for 60 minutes on Star FM. Shining Star is on Star FM every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right to Shining Star, 102 Simon Mazorete Road, Harare. Or email leekayworld@gmail.com and tell us your 0 to hero story. Share with us your inspiring story. Choose music that tells your story. Be a star on Shining Star, only on Star FM.
It's our Shining Star. We're waiting for your letter. That letter that will inspire that someone. And we hope tonight Hick has managed to inspire people who might be in almost a similar situation. So we spoke about his music successes. He also says that music has changed my life in a very big way. And today I am a marketing consultant, a project designer, director of His Scent Media, mentor for Chiedza Children's Home. He's an artist. He's a married man and working towards elevating the lives of many neglected children who are artistically talented, and so he has done this because of the road that he has walked. He says, I have a group of 20 youths who are living on the streets of Harare who I meet every Thursday evening. We share and we talk. I usually buy a big packet of maputi. We share and we talk. I've discovered that it's not the material things only that can change someone, but it's the word spoken to them. This has helped me to cement my relationship with these guys, and I've become more than a brother to them. They've also believed that talking and sharing ideas will bring the real solutions. And he says, above all, I give love the most.
Like a star, a star, a star, a star, like a star, a star, a star.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Hick's story. We will listen to the story of Hick Gwarimbo, who is now a renowned gospel artist, but from growing up and also spending some time on the streets, and also doing jobs like being a gardener, heading cattle, and doing menial jobs, and lack of education at some times, and also, like we said, spending time on the streets. He believed and he held on. So we hope that we're speaking to someone in the same situation, just to know that there is a hope at the end of the tunnel. You can be who you want to be, no matter what situation you're going through right now. And that really is the essence of the show, Shining Star. Like we said, you can write through to Shining Star 102 Simon Mazorete Road. Post that letter, and we'll be glad to have that letter in our hands, shared with the rest of Zimbabwe. You can also, if you're in Harare, or if you manage to travel to Harare, just hand deliver your letter, and we'll be glad to read your letter and inspire somebody. And thank you very much to Hick. But when you also do write your letter, please remember to also include pieces of music that will also help to tell your story. We call this Shining Star. It's on every Tuesday 8 to 9. Be part of it. Shining Star 102 Simon Mazorete Road, and hand deliver or just post that letter to us. Thanks so much to Hick once again. It's been absolutely great, and this is a man who believes in God. This is a man who believes that prayer will get you where you want to go, but also belief and just soldiering on. He had a great selection of music. Thank you very much once again for listening. I'm back on radio on Thursday on the Hub 6 to 9. Tomorrow you're with Innocent Chuma. Up next will be Nikki and Amanda. Thank you very much for listening. I'm out of here, and this is the last song that we'll play as part of Hick Gwarimbo's story. Thank you very much for listening, and good night. This is a story that talks about the power of prayer. Covered Manyama Seals tonight's Shining Star on Star FM. The name is Leekay once again. The station remains Star FM, and this is the home of stars. Goodbye, good night. We'll get to see and read your letter when it comes through to Shining Star.
Somebody move my tongue. I look down my soul. Somebody move my tongue. I know this house we know it.